Welcome to episode 16 of Crimsonsplat Sucks at Empyrion. This is going to be fine mining and dying. Well, actually, I only die once, but it was pretty stupid. I've just gotten back from my trip to Kinnick Station 62, and, well, of course, the elapsed time means that here come the drones again. So, okay. Looks like all the guns I've put up there have dealt with the incoming bombers. Now I've got to go find the downed bomber and see if I can pick up some of the loot from it. But notice what I didn't at the time. There's a red dot closing in. Oops. Hide behind the tree! Okay, this isn't going to do any good. I've got to get out of here and start shooting back, and... oh. Yep. It was a stupid death. Alright, so now let's get back and try this again. Maybe with, less death. Got enough guns to handle everything up there. Well, now you're going to get to see how sloppy I am about moving items. You can move items individually like this, but when I was looting the drones, I kept doing the same thing the same way instead of using the two double arrows in the center to move everything at once. This is a bad habit of mine. Sometimes I'll remember and start doing it the quick way. And of course, if I'm trying to pick up stuff from my corpse, I'll remember to do it the quick way. But any other time, I sit here and try to do each item individually. Okay, let's just go to the moon. Be done with this. It's boring. So the first place I went once I got to the moon was the trade station. Only vendor I'm going to talk to here is this stoner guy. He's like, I sell cards and stuff. Almost as conversational as a Packlid. And of course he'll tell me all about cards, and I can find a really rare one that he'll give me 7,500 credits for. Boy, what a cheap bastard. But seriously, I mean, only compared to the other vendors and their missions. Compared to Watsy, this guy is like, oh my god, what do these cards cost? What is a... whoa. 100, 400, $1,000? What is that, a Mox Opal? Get serious. Oh man, there's 6,000 for a... oh, 5,000 for a tourist class battleship. I can't read. Still. Damn, I mean, lotus petal. No, not the petal, the full lotus flower. Jeez. 750 credits for a booster pack? God damn, I thought Watsy was greedy. Hasbro? He's cheap. Yeah. Okay, and it's got 3 cards in the booster pack. Man. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be buying too many of these booster packs. Yeah. Okay, Stoner Dude, I'll catch you later. Alright, so I looked around to see what stuff there was to mine nearby. Unfortunately, a lot of it turned out to be within the borders, and the first one that I went after, guns blazing. This titanium deposit I thought was just outside the border. It actually turned out to be in the border, and I started mining it before I figured that out. Kind of hurt my reputation. I spent a while fixing it afterwards. And watch here. See, I go through and click each item individually instead of saying grab all. And now let's screw up our Polaris reputation. Actually, no, this one was outside. Another one. I think I deleted that piece. Now, here you see me do a general widening of the hole, and I have to go back and catch these rocks that didn't get drilled originally. The reason I do this widening of the hole is because it makes it a lot easier to get out after digging way down. That's especially a necessary thing with this ship because I mounted a turret on top of it on an extended mount so that it could shoot downwards somewhat. As a result, the ship tends to get caught in holes. If I just drill straight down, it would anyway. But okay, I drill that out a little bit and decide, let's go on to the next place. I'll get the rest of it later. That's enough titanium for now. And looky here. There's the Titan, the front part of it, up that way, but there's all these places to mine and a lot of enemy drones to take care of. I do not want these guys coming at me from behind while I'm investigating the Titan, nor do I want them coming at me while I'm trying to mine. So I'm going to clear all this crap, and then I'm going to land and grab the resources. A lot of this I'm cutting out because, well, it's just repetitive. I probably killed about 8 or 9 different drones here and mined a few things. I'm leaving just enough of it in to let you know, yeah, this is what I did, okay. And we're gonna skip ahead in a bit. But first, Promethium. Fuel! But before that, let's go this way. The drones in this game have a major weakness. Their weapons are all mounted facing downwards. Great for killing me on the ground like earlier, but if I'm airborne and I get over them, no, they are dormant. Also, at this point, my turret outranges their drone weapons. Not my side-mounted Gatlings. Those two I have to get much closer. If you look in the lower center, you can see the range is about 400 meters on the moon with no air. When you get on a planet field with air, it's a lot shorter. Maybe only about 170 or so. Incidentally, the particular small craft that I'm flying, you can see the turret mounted sticking up overhead. It is available from the workshop, but it is a bit of a problem in that stock built, it does not have the drills nor the weapons. You have to add those, and they are CPU intensive, which means you're going to need to build basic add-ons, basic CPU extenders, and even at least one uh, improved CPU extender, which means you can't really build it right away. You've got to go through picking up a lot of parts, doing some coffee sales to the mines and so on, so you can get enough money to buy gold or other items that you need from Kinnick Station. Although I don't think Kinnick Station buys gold. You have to go all the way to the trading station, which is marked as Alpha on the system map, but when you get there, it's Trading Station Iota. Go figure. By the way, all this resource gathering, shooting down drones and everything, this was originally a 2-hour-long video, and I've cut it down to about 20-25 minutes. So, yeah, there's a lot of resource gathering that has to go on now. It required a lot before, but now it really takes a lot. Now what I'm doing is clearing the area. There's a lot of resources near where the spaceship crashed. So there's a lot of drones around here. Xerax has a habit of sending drones out to patrol areas over resources that they can't even use. That's one of the major conflicts they have with Polaris in their little Cold War. Polaris wants to get all the resources, including those in Xerax's area, but the Xerax Empire is overextended. That's why they don't send much forces anywhere to attack me or patrol. They'll send, a ship here or there. And if there's an attack on one of their bases, they teleport troops in from all around. So they come in 1s, 2s, and 3s, and that makes it easier for me to kill them. Alright, now I found the 3 crashed pieces of the Titan, which was the flagship of the fleet. And I'm clearing out around it and also checking out the various resources nearby. If you'll see, there's some back and forth between me and Ida. Nothing that I can really snark about. She's just being straightforward and saying that, oh, look, there's such and such a piece, and I'm saying, yeah, looks pretty torn up. And I've got to check mark each of the sections as I go by and examine them. Interesting thing about the ship design here is that we're used to thinking of the engineering section being at the rear of a ship. That's the way it is in all naval ships, and things like Star Trek and Star Wars and so on have kind of conditioned us to think that's where the engineering belongs. In the Titan, it's actually backwards. Engineering is up at the front of the ship. The reason being that that's where the star drive that could take the entire fleet at once into warp space or hyperspace was located. Uh, Now, in most other ships designed and built in this area of the Andromeda Galaxy, yeah, it's at the rear. But that's because they use sort of a thruster technology. Whereas our ships were designed with thruster technology as well, but because of the warp, it had to have the engineering at the front. And then the bridge is in a big pylon at the rear. Now, I left this particular mining in because it's aluminum, or aluminium if you're British. And the aluminum looks so much like the regular dirt. That pebbled texture is the only thing that you can tell that's different. Well, it gets really easy to accidentally start drilling into the dirt instead of the aluminum. Plus, I have to do that to try and get my ship out of the hole because of that stand that the turret is mounted on. It gets a little hard to get out sometimes. And yeah, I could put it lower down, but to do that, because the ship is covered in wall pieces, which are the thinnest pieces, I would end up putting the gun directly on top of things that I do not want exposed to enemy fire, like the extra controllers. Getting your CPU shot off is a great way to end up quite dead. And while I do end up quite dead quite often, it's not something I want to do all the time. Okay, so I'm going to get most of this aluminum ore. Then I'm going to bail and head over to find the front section, the rear section. Then I have to go back to the front where engineering is and check it out. That will be in episode 17. Lots of stuff out here to mine, but where'd the rear go? I can't find my rear! And I'm using both hands! Eventually I'm going to have to go into all three sections, and of course loot them. But since this is Reforged Eden 2, all the sections of the Titan are locked behind admin cores. That means that they cannot be modified or dismantled in any way. The raw for episode 17, where I go through all the sections, is another 2-hour video, so it's going to take me a bit to cut it down again. But don't worry, I'll be back eventually with it. In the meantime, sorry, no outro, no soundtrack. I'll catch y'all next time with it.